Okay, guys, let's start the revision of chapter number 8, guys. Let's do it. Come on. What is the difference between formulation and implementation? Tell me which one happens first. Which one happens later? Planning for action, formulation. Doing action. Which one should be effective? Formulation. Which one should be efficient? Implementation. It needs few employees. Formulation. It needs more employees. It needs an intellectual process. Formulation. It needs hard work. Implementation. It needs an operational process. It needs operational skill. That is implementation. Okay. What is the meaning of strategic change? Whenever organization's environment is changing, organization should also change. Otherwise, it will also become like Nokia, Ambassador, HMT, Kodak. Right? If you do not change yourself, you will become outdated. So that is why the strategic change is important. There are 3 steps in strategic change. Number 1, with the help of example of Idea Vodafone, recognize the need. Idea has understood that Idea has recognized that there is a need of change. Number 2, what is that? Once they understood there is a need of change, what is point number 2? They have shared their vision with Vodafone, in which they have shared the vision that it's time to change. It's because Jio is really affecting our market share. We should come together, we should merge. That is point number 2. In point number 3, institutionalization of change. That is what they will actually get merged. So point number 1, recognition. Point number 2, shared vision. Number 3, institutionalization of change. Next, what is guys? Forward, backward. Whenever I am formulating the policy, I do not think about implementation. It is called as forward. While doing the formulation of any policy, I think about implementation. On the basis of available resources of implementation, I do the formulation. Is called as what? Backward. Tell me where you need to make a lot of changes. Forward. Okay, fine. Now next question, benchmarking. You know what is benchmarking? You always compare yourself with the best one in the industry. For example, you are running an e-commerce industry. You are a Snapdeal on rank number 3. And rank number 1 is what? Amazon. Rank number 2 is what? Flipkart. So Snapdeal will not compare itself with the Flipkart. Snapdeal will always compare itself with Amazon. It is not out of jealousy. It is just trying to compare why I am here, why he is there, so that the performance can be compared. And so that even even Snapdeal also will become like Amazon if the Snapdeal follows the processes of Amazon. So always I just take why I am here, why he is there. So whatever process he is doing, even I will follow. Even I will also become like Amazon. It is called as what? Benchmarking. What are these 6 steps of benchmarking? Number 1. So we have taken the example of restaurant. Number 1, you identify the need. What is that need? That my customers are there is a low sale. My customers are not happy. I have understood in my scenario that my customers are not happy. In my restaurants, my customers are not happy. There's a very delay in the service. Number 2. Then I have analyzed my existing process where I spoke to my chef, I spoke to my employees and customer. I understood why it is happening. In number 3, I have identified the best one in the industry. I have identified the best restaurant. In number 4, I have compared with the best restaurant. Then number 5, like the best restaurant, I have implemented the wireless technology in my software, my organization. And in number 6, after implementation of wireless technology, even I have seen the effect in my organization, whether my organization is improving. And I have actually realized that I have improved. What is point number 6? Is what? Evaluation. What is point number 1? Identify the need. Point number 2, studying the existing. Number 3, identify the best one. Number 4, comparison. Number 5, implementation of best. And number 6, evaluation. What is the next point, guys? Kurt Lewin. Like strategic change, we are having Kurt Lewin. Kurt Lewin says there are 3 stages of changes. Number 1, unfreeze. Number 2, change. Number 3 is what? Refreeze. We have taken the example of Tally. If you think your business is becoming global, so you should do what? You should stop using Tally. That is what? Unfreeze. What do you do? You identify the change. Then you have identified SAP. You have asked your employee to use SAP system. And when SAP becomes normal way of life, it will be refreezed. Everything which is what changed, not required to be refreezed. Things which are becoming successful in the change will be refreezed. Done? Understood? Okay, what is the next? What are the 3 steps once again? Unfreeze, change and refreeze. Okay. Next question, guys. What are the 3 types of control? What is the meaning of control? After you implement the strategy, you check whether strategy is working properly or not. If the strategy is not working properly, You take corrective measure. It is called as what? Control. There are three types of control: operational control, management control, strategic control. Again, further control will be divided into what? Four parts: premise control, special alert control, surveillance control, and the last point, implementation control. So I will define the difference between operation and management, where you check where you check all the points individually, where you are checking the performance of organization as a whole. It is more aggregative. Management, you are checking only few points. Operational, understood? You are checking only stock. Operational, you are checking only sales. Operational, you are checking only wastages. Operational, you are checking the entire ranking of the company. Management. Now strategic control is divided into what? Four parts. Now tell me, after 26/11, after earthquake, after fire, I have taken corrective measure. It is called a special alert control. I have a continuous monitoring on TV, radio, social media. I check what is happening in the environment. If there's something which is connected to me, I am taking corrective measures. It is called as what? Surveillance. What is the meaning of premise control? Whenever I was implementing the strategy, I had got certain assumption. But after certain period of time, my assumption went wrong. My assumption went wrong. Example, when Nano was introduced, I never thought there will be any cheaper car than Nano. But RE60 Bajaj introduced what? Cheaper than Nano. Then after RE60 introduced in the market, Nano had to change the strategy. It is called as what? Premise control. Last point, implementation control is also like an operational control. But implementation control is not happening on the regular basis. It happens after specific period of time. But whereas operational control happens on the regular basis. In the operation also you check individual items. In the implementation also you check the individual items. But the difference is it is happening on regular basis. Which one? Operational. It is not happening on the regular basis. Implementation. Right guys? Okay, next point guys. What is the next question? Strategic audit. So let's take an example of Netflix. Netflix was into the offline DVDs and series. Netflix was into cable business. But all of a sudden Netflix thought there is a sudden down in the sale of Netflix. There is a sudden decrease in the sale of Netflix business. Then Netflix wanted to understand why it is happening. Then Netflix went for strategic audit. In the audit they understood that people are moving towards the online movies. People want to watch movies on mobile through internet. So then they have shifted themselves from what? The offline to online. Now you can see Netflix again. Netflix was pioneer and again becoming number one. So why strategic audit is required? So if I ask you, there are two questions important. What is the need of strategic audit? Number one, whenever you are not meeting your targets, whenever you are not meeting your objectives, whenever environment is changed, and whenever you want to start something new. These are the four scenarios when you need strategic audit. Remember this point one more time. Whenever you are not meeting objective, you are not meeting goals, whenever you want to start something new, and whenever external environment got changed, you need a strategic audit. There are three steps, three activities of doing strategic audit. Number one, examining the strategies. Then number two, you compare your actual with standard. And number three, you take corrective measures. You take number one, underlying strategy. Number two, comparison. Number three, if you think standard and actually is not matching, you are not getting desired output, you take corrective measures. And last one guys, what is BPR? BPR is a small change or major change. It's a small improvement or dramatic improvement. Do not change the business, change the way of doing it. Earlier I was doing bank. Earlier also we had withdrawal deposit. Now also we have withdrawal deposit. Earlier we used to go to bank. Now we can do it from what? ATM. So ATM is what? The BPR. ATM has not improved organization marginally. It is a substantial improvement. What is the definition of BPR? It's a rethinking, redesigning and reinvestment of existing business process to achieve dramatic improvement in terms of cost, quality, speed and service. If there's a small improvement, it is not called as BPR. There should be dramatic. It means for 80 to 90% improvement. And always whenever you do the BPR, it is time consuming, it is very costly. I know the benefits are going to be huge, but it is going to be very complicated. It's very tough. Sometimes it can be failed also. There are some more examples of BPR like IRCTC, NSC, BSC, Book My Show, e-commerce, SAP. These are the examples of BPR. So can you please tell me guys some of the problems of BPR? It is time consuming, it is costly, there's a resistance which people will not accept new things very easily. The results are not guaranteed and transactional cost is also very high. Three elements of BPR. Number one, you have to rethink about your business. There's a radical redesign means what? You have to remove the problem from the root. And the last point, there's a dramatic improvement. 3 elements. Steps in BPR with the help of example of Bank of India. Number 1, you have to decide the objective that they wanted to become global. See, earlier Bank of India was into brand centric model. They were not having ATM online banking. So they thought they wanted to become global. Number 2, in the second point, they understood what customer demands. So customers are demanding really, fast services. Number 3, then they understood what kind of services they are providing. So they are providing very slow services. What is number 4? Then they are formulating the design of core banking. And number 5, they have implemented core banking. Okay. So these are the 5 steps of. And the last question, IT and BPR, who is dependent on what? BPR is a totally, you can check an example of IRCTC, Book My Show, Make My Trip, all the examples, NSC, BSC, all these examples, ATM center, e-commerce, you can understand all this. BPR are highly dependent on what? IT. If IT is not there, you cannot imagine the success of BPR. So this chapter is done, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you're liking the way I've been taking the revision. If you're liking this lecture, please comment. If you want more revision lectures like this, make sure you're commenting. Give like to this lecture. Write your comment. What do you expect? This was the first time I'm taking the revision in English. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Good night.